I did go to the United States and I was let in. Amazingly, I was allowed in. But not until I had been interrogated, and I use the word specifically interrogated, not interviewed. I was pulled out of line for a very small reason. The digital cameras didn't work, and I was sent to a real person, and that's where the trouble started. And the real person found out that I was being paid to give a speech in the States and said, "You've come in on the wrong visa, you need to have more questions asked." It was the way the questions were asked. It was the way they're trying to protect their borders. It was the insolence. It was the fear that they caused in me. It was the humiliation in a public room in which everything about my finances was shouted out to the entire room. It was the way other people in the room were treated, which made me ashamed of being a human being. It was not only I who was badly treated. It was appalling. Of course, they can keep their borders safe. There are ways of doing it that are polite, that are friendly, that are warm. You know, I hope that Australians who would be in the same situation as those border police would be slightly more polite, slightly warmer. Please don't ask me to comment on Tony Abbott and our own border protection, because there are not enough expletives in Roger's thesaurus.
There is a dark irony, somewhat of an irony to the timing of this ordeal for you, Mem, as your new book is called I'm Australian Too, which features this verse: "We open doors to strangers, yes, everyone's a friend. Australia fair is ours to share, where broken hearts can mend." You wrote a book specifically about a culture of welcome, out of a fear that Australia will go the same way as America, with extremists in power, racist hatred, ghastly speech against decent people. Do you think you'll ever return to the United States?
No, I won't. Absolutely not. It wouldn't be safe for me to do so. I don't think I would be allowed in. I would faint in the immigration queue. I couldn't even stand in the immigration queue. I would just faint with fear. I cannot explain what happened to me in that room. People have said, "Get over it, you know, don't be so precious." I was in that room, you know, I've been through that. For heaven's sake, get over it. They were not in the room that I was in. They were not there after Trump came into power. They were not interviewed by the man who interviewed me, who was much younger than I was, who was absolutely terrifying, and he humiliated me from the first sentence. That person who says, "Get over it," was not there with me.